Today is Tuesday, December 10th, and today's agricultural fact of the day for my 8th graders specifically pertains to the nutritional value of beef. And I say that because in my introduction to agriculture class, we talked about a bunch of different Ag Daily articles, and I never specifically identified an agricultural fact of the day. So this was one that I hadn't covered with my new group of 8th graders that I felt would be important. So today's agricultural fact: beef can provide significant nutritional benefits when it comes to creating a balanced diet and ensuring your nutritional needs are being met. A 3-ounce serving of lean beef can supply more than half of the protein most people need each day, plus essential minerals in large quantities such as zinc and iron. To achieve the same amount of protein found in a 3-ounce serving of beef at 150 calories, you would need to consume 236 calories of raw soy tofu cubes, 374 calories of black beans, or 670 calories of peanut butter. The reason that I brought this up in that class is because most of these kids have never had to prepare a meal. Their parents prepare the meal, or they don't even prepare it from scratch. They pull stuff out of the freezer and prepare it on a nightly basis. A lot of these kids consume breakfast here and they consume lunch at school. This provided a lot of opportunities, especially because this not only highlighted important nutritional values that beef can provide, but also the caloric values, which a lot of these kids have not learned about. They either didn't learn it in health for whatever reason, they transferred from a different school, etc., etc. These kids are in 8th grade. It gave me the opportunity to show them the difference between a serving size and how much is actually in a package and how they break it down nutritionally in daily values and why caloric intake is important, especially as you get older. Discuss anemia and what being anemic means and why iron is important to blood cell production within the body and what could potentially happen, or real life circumstances where anemia is tested for, like donating blood at school. We always do a blood drive. That's one of the things they test those kids for before they take out a pint of blood, because if they're anemic, bad things are going to happen. But then also what repercussions could potentially happen nutritionally if they ended up with a deficiency in something, and potentially how that could affect you longer term, which some of these kids may never have the opportunity to have that conversation. So I kind of over-explained this, but I feel like a lot of these kids didn't understand. Another point that I made and stressed greatly was the high quality nutritional value that beef can provide. And when you go to the grocery store and look at price points for your different cuts of meat, whether it's beef, pork, chicken, why some are cheaper than others. In beef in itself as a product, you have, and I explained, the 97% ground beef. It means that 97% is muscle and meat and the 3% is fat. There was just a lot covered here, but I think that the kids learned a lot. And I understand that some people choose to live a vegan lifestyle, but I always make sure that I tell, most of the students I have don't. But I always tell them, if you ever make that choice where you want to live an animal product-free lifestyle, please make sure that you are working cooperatively with a nutritionist or a dietitian who can properly assess your needs and make sure that you are not going to end up with a deficiency. Today was also rock, paper, scissors day, and I avoided everyone like the plague. So I still have my one necklace, but unfortunately I didn't win any necklaces. So we all start with one, and then you challenge people with rock, paper, scissors, and if you win, you get their necklaces. Well, I won against somebody who didn't have any necklaces, so I got to keep mine.